T20 and did okay. I mean, they got beaten by India in the semi-final, but after the Ashes, that just allowed everything to calm down. Do you see something needing like that to happen now?
Yeah, I do. And I see this white ball series against a very good side as an opportunity to do that. You alluded to the success that they had at the World Cup, where they made it to the semi-final without any of their senior premium players performing. The likes of Joss Buttler, Jofra Archer did not perform in the way that we would expect them. Phil Salt, his record leading into the tournament was absolutely outstanding, but didn't perform to that capability. But they still performed really, really well, made it to the semi-final. And other than an extraordinary game at the Wankhede, where 250 played 250, lose by 7 runs, they could have been in a World Cup final. So this presents a huge opportunity for Harry Brook and his team to go out, free things up, create that feeling that English cricket fans love, sitting back and cheering on the team about playing with fearless cricket. And you know, your number 2 ranked side in the world taking on the number 1. This should be box office. So there's no element or room for complacency in what they're trying to achieve over the course of this white ball series.
They had no choice but to rest Archer and Tongue, did they?
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be done. I think, you know, people don't like the term resting. It seems to be the new Q word around the place all the time, isn't it? Resting, but you can't go from the workloads that they had there, where it was, you know, hot and the pitch wasn't giving them much. They had to charge in, the batters didn't give them much downtime. So they've got to have some sort of element where you look after your players, and if you want them to perform at their best, give them that recovery, and then when they come back in, they'll be flying.
Last time we saw England take on India in a T20, it was at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. It was the semi-final of the World Cup. England didn't win, of course, because India went on to become world champions. What we did see was a quite special innings from Jacob Bethel. You and I were both there watching that unfold. He nearly, probably, if Jasprit Bumrah had not been there, he nearly got them to the final.
It was quite extraordinary, and Mark Wood mentioned it, rightly so. The changing room really believes that this young man is the next big thing in English cricket. He's been given ample opportunity, not because of the success that he's had in county cricket or the 100, but it's because of what they see, his work ethic, his ability, his talented ability to make contributions against some of the best in the world. And this was a fine example of it. Nearly getting to a World Cup final and doing it with one of your youngsters coming in at number 3. It was incredible. So this is something that we should be incredibly excited about seeing over the course of these next 8 games, is seeing him roam in at number 3 and take on some of the best spinners in the world.
Quickly about conditions here, the decision to bat first. Is that what you'd normally do unless there was weather around? You keep looking at these flags. If they drop, we might get a bit. How are you seeing it play out on that?
Yeah, well, bat first is usually the way to go here, but with the weather around, you'd want to know what you're going to chase. I mean, we did it successfully here against New Zealand with Morg's team, and I think it's a place where you still feel in the game, because usually a pretty good wicket here, especially the one-day wickets. The difference for India coming here is it's a big playing field, so apart from maybe the Rose Bowl, this is the next biggest, I think. So England with their spinners, and with the sort of the amount of variation, slower balls into the wicket, Sam Curran with his moon ball, it's a long way to hit it out there, so England will be banking on that.
You did read his stat pack. You read the thing about the thing.
I just had to get at least one in. That was it.
Well done. We spoke about Jacob Bethel, a fabulously talented young left-hander. How about this guy? He's a kid. What are India going to do with this teenage sensation?
The youngest player in the history of IPL.
14-year-old in the IPL.
First ball in the big league. It's out of the park.
What the hell was that?
Never Suryavanshi is already putting on a show.
Holy smokes!
Doesn't matter whether it's Bumrah, doesn't matter whether it's Cummins. I'm going to hit you off the ground.
Will anything ever stop this young kid?
100 of just 25 balls. It's the 14-year-old boy.
marquee events in the British sporting calendar is coming your way on Sunday because it's the British Grand Prix. On Friday they're practicing from 12, sprint race at 11 on Saturday, and we build up to the race at 1:30 on Sky Sports F1 from Silverstone. India have won the toss. They'll be batting first. A welcome to DK and to Ravi Shastri, but there is no, sadly, Suryavanshi. We're going to jump straight into it. Ravi Bhai, you have seen a lot of cricket, a lot of cricketers. I say that with the humblest respect. Have you ever seen anything quite like Suryavanshi?
Not in my wildest dreams. You know, I saw Sachin at exactly that same age, but what this guy is up to in white ball cricket and the power he generates and the audacity, you know, to go after the best fast bowlers in the business without a care in the world is astonishing. I mean, 15, try and think what half the world is doing at 15. Must be drinking milk and milk and milk. And this guy is spanking everyone out of the park and doing it with utter disdain. Absolute, you know, phenomenal.
But it's also who he's hitting out of the park. You know, this is not just some youngster, 16, 17. This is Pat Cummins and people like that. It's remarkable.
It is. I mean, look at the shots that he's playing. These are not using the pace kind of shots. He's absolutely smacking it. And that tells you about his attitude as well. He is a very confident guy. Kumar Sangakkara told us about his approach to batting as well. When LSG got a big score, he said, don't worry, I'll get it done. He said he'll hit 13 sixes. I don't know where he plucked that number from, but he got 10 there. Yep. And it also tells you the kind of talent that India has, because he was a youngster, obscure, no one knew, and he's come and set the world alight every format that he's gone. I mean, he is young to be playing an under-19 World Cup. Forget playing for India right now. He dominated the under-19 World Cup against England in the final. He got a 170. He won that for them. Even in this IPL, in the eliminator, he got a 70 odd and batted through the innings almost. Like, he's got maturity more than anything else. He's got the shots, but also he's got a brain that is ticking and making sure that he's playing to what the game or the situation is telling him.
Well, the numbers are also staggering as well. The strike rate, the average, the strike rate particularly phenomenal. So what do India do with him? Because we're talking about a kid here who isn't playing, by the way, but we've made him the headline act because we must, because of numbers like this. What are India going to do with him? How are they going to manage him?
I think they need to give him a burst as quickly as possible. You know, I would have given him a shot in Ireland straight away. You know, I would have either asked Sanju or Abhishek to take a break, maybe Sanju. You know, probably see how he goes in those two games. And even against England, unleash him early. Because, you know, when you're in that kind of form and you're red hot, you know, like DK mentioned, he's got a damn smart cricketing brain, and, you know, his thinking process is different. You know, I saw some of the shots he played where, you know, Mayank Yadav was bowling, rapid. And he hit him for 6 over square leg or down the ground. And then when he bowled the slower ball next, he was ready to hit him out of the ground. So, you know, the anticipation, sometimes the great players, they know what's coming up and they preempt. The best in the world, they do that many, many times.
They've made a big decision recently to change captains. What are the strengths of Shreyas Iyer? Why did they make the change?
First of all, I think he's a bit of a good tactician, a gambler, if I might say so. In the big moments, he always seems to take the positive option. Also very inspiring with the way he apparently leads off the field. And someone who's actually batted quite nicely with the captaincy hat on with Punjab Kings. That was a team that hadn't been making the playoffs or the finals. Last year, he took them into the finals, did a very good job. Even this year with the bat, whenever they were chasing down a total, he was as good as it gets in terms of how he approached it, got a lot of runs, and he's got a very calm, mature head. And most importantly, I think he handles the bowlers quite nicely. And I think India has done well with a choice like him because he's very deserving.
Was it a bold move to do it? Did it shake a few feathers to change captains?
It did, you know, but it was, the writing was on the wall, you know, with Surya having the kind of season he was having even in the IPL and the run he was having the last, 5-6 months. You got to look into the future. You can't wait for things to happen. If you are grooming someone for 2 years ahead, then give him the opportunity now. Right. You know, but I'm okay with that.
What about what happened in Ireland? I mean, I was actually interested in what the new captain said after that. He was quite strong in his views, which I like. I think that's great. You were giving some nice excuses as to what was going on out there, as to why they fell. But what will they take from them? What will they learn from that?
First of all, I think Shreyas Iyer needs a little bit of composure while handling the media. I do think he's going in a very brazen manner out there. I understand what he's trying to say, that the ground didn't give a feel like a proper stadium, and also at times, these kind of games probably doesn't get him up and running. But at the end of the day, they've lost to Ireland. We've got to respect what Ireland has done. Those were conditions pretty alien to India. They're coming from flat pitches, ball not swinging, smacking sixes every second ball, to actually probably understanding that those conditions didn't demand that. It was a 160 total, they couldn't chase that down. It was a 180 total in the first game, they didn't chase that down either. So I do think it is a lesson that you need to be humble in this sport, no matter who you are. And also the fact that the way he's handling the media, he comes across very aggressive. You don't need to be aggressive with the media at this stage. I understand if he's under a lot of pressure, but he's not. He's just taken up the job. Have a smile on your face. You want to put across a point, put it across as well as you can in a nice manner, like how Ravi has been doing for 40, 50 years now.
Well, Shreyas won the toss and India will bat next here. There is a potential threat of a little bit of rain. We're not there yet. Slightly gloomy, floodlights on, but India to bat.
This evening, and a replay, of course, of that final 118 days ago in Mumbai. And England have plenty of experience in their side. 650 caps, 9 of the starting 11 players this evening featured in that semi-final, and one of those players was the all-rounder Will Jacks. And we had a little chat with him earlier on. I say we, Steve Watts, our voice of cricket, caught up with Will Jacks to take a look ahead of the first Vitality IT20 this evening.
Well, it's good to see you. Thanks for popping down early doors. Test match cricket is done for England now for a while, and this 5-match T20 series against top opposition will be a proper test.
Of course, we're really looking forward to the start of the one-more summer here, and every time we play India, it's obviously a huge occasion, and it's something we're really looking forward to.
There's a tiny bit of crossover in terms of players for England who have been involved in red ball, but not an awful lot, so a real big opportunity again for some different faces here.
Yeah, I think we've got quite a similar squad as to what was in the World Cup, with some extra additions, and obviously the last game we played was against India in a close semi-final, so we're very motivated to try and get the better of India.
Tell us a bit about that semi-final, because England may have come out on the wrong end of the result. Just pretty much 500 runs scored in 40 overs. What an extraordinary day.
Hi, mate.
And to get as close as we did, something we really proud of. Having a similar squad, similar 11 today, we can.
That was big game coming up at the Oval tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock on the Cricket Channel, the semi-final of the ICC Women's T20 World Cup. Second semi-final between England and South Africa. And the big news is that Nat Sciver-Brunt is going to be in that team. She's fit and available and back in. So good luck to England in their game against South Africa tomorrow evening. You can see that on the Cricket Channel. Here in Durham, it's quite cool actually. Change of temperature and a change of tempo
as we move from Test cricket to T20 cricket. India are here, of course. They've been in Ireland. Rather surprising series defeat for them over there. And now they're up in the north of England, looking to try and get used to conditions pretty quickly. The news is that India have won the toss and they're going to bat first today. The numbers suggest that you should bat first here at the Riverside, but there is a little bit of weather around, a bit of rain around, so we'll see how wise a decision that is. Those are the teams in front of us. India under new management, of course. Shreyas Iyer captaining in place of Surya Kumar Yadav, who led India to that back-to-back T20 World Cup triumph not so long ago. These two teams, of course, met in the semi-final of that tournament in Mumbai, and it was a cracking game, one in which Jacob Bethel, slated to come in at number 4, made a magnificent 100. Good afternoon, Ravi. How are you?
Good afternoon, Mike. Good afternoon, all. Yes, now big game this for India. You want to start well in a T20 series. They've lost 2 games in Ireland. I think the difference, though, is the conditions will be much better for batting on this surface. The youngsters still not playing, but having said that, they've still got a formidable batting lineup. What they didn't get in Ireland was they didn't get a start. So they'll be hoping for that here from Sanju Samson and Abhishek Sharma. Harry Brooks said at the toss he would have fielded first, so it'll be interesting to see how the pitch plays.
Well, it's impossible not to put this game for England in some kind of context, really, given the month they've had, which has been a difficult month against New Zealand in the Test series for all kinds of reasons. The recent retirement of Ben Stokes has put that focus squarely on Harry Brook, who on Tuesday said he was pretty bullish about the opportunity, if it comes, to lead England across formats. We'll see what decision is made. Right now, he's got to try and impress in this 5-match T20 series. Then there's 3 ODIs to come. England don't get cracking in Test cricket again until late August, so we're into a run of white ball games now before the 100. Here come India's openers, Sanju Samson, who enjoyed himself tremendously in that World Cup. What a tournament he had from about halfway on in it. And Abhishek Sharma, who is a thrilling player if he gets going. Left-hand, right-hand combination, it's a terrific combination, and as ever, when India are in town, their support has come out in droves for them. You mentioned Vaibhav Suryavanshi. Ravi, what kind of noise is around that young man at the moment, and how close is he to getting into the team?
I think very close. Every day, people would have got up this morning to see if he's in the 11 or not. That's the kind of noise he's created, and I mean, there's every reason for that. Just the way he shook the IPL, and the way he attacked some of the best fast bowlers in the world. Having said that, now Sanju Samson, Abhishek Sharma, they're quality players. A good start here will help. What they've got to do is they must realize these are not Indian conditions. It's windy here today. There might be a bit of swing. Even the pace of the track might be a little different with little lateral movement. So that adapting and adjustment has to be done early. You've got to wait and see how this pitch behaves.
And the square boundaries here at